more fun with fractions, and I'm super excited. A lot of you did a great job on our last number string and emailing me your results, and we had a nice discussion about it. So I'm hoping we can do the same with this number string here. So before we begin, I just want to go over some of the facts that we reviewed last time. So the first thing we need to know is that a whole equals 1 hour. So 1 whole equals 1 hour. 1 whole equals 1 hour. The next thing we need to remember is that 1/2 equals 30 minutes. The next time, 1/3 equals 20 minutes. 1/4 equals 15 minutes. 1/10 equals 6 minutes. And on the flip side, 1/6 equals 10 minutes. And last, but certainly not least, 1/12 equals 5 minutes. So the reason why we know each of these fractions represents this amount of time is because we can use our clock to help us. So for example, 1 whole hour would be 60 minutes. So if we go all the way around the clock and we counted each of these little lines, there would be 60 of them, which equals 1 whole. And when we take a look at it, for a half, we know that from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, it's 30 minutes. From, let's see, 1/3, there are 3 groups of 20. So you have 20, 20, and 20, which equals 60, or a whole hour. We can do the same thing with the green. For 15, there are 4 groups of 15, so 1/4 of the clock equals 15 minutes. You could do the same thing. I'm not going to do the tenths, I'm just going to do the sixths. This one will take a little bit longer, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. So if I went around and counted all the tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And last but certainly not least, and it's going to make this clock look a little wacky, we have the 12ths, or 5-minute intervals. So I'm going to start at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that'd be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. And if I go around and count all those 5s, starting at the 12, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 minutes. So they all equal up to 60 minutes. And with that said, we're going to get started with our fraction string. I'm just going to take my notes out. And our first equation is going to be 1/2 plus 1/3. Pause here to solve on your own. So, according to my key and the clock, I know that 1/2 of an hour is equal to 30 minutes. And I know that 1/3 of an hour is equal to 20 minutes. And if I add 30 minutes and 20 minutes, that equals 50. And if I want to change that into a fraction, I know that it's going to be 50 minutes out of 60 minutes. And yes, you can reduce this, but we're going to leave it as is just for today. Next one will be 1/3 plus 1/4. So pause now if you would like to solve by yourself. You can also use the first problem to help you figure it out. So 1/3, looking at our key and our clock, we know, and looking up here, we know that it's equal to 20 minutes. We also know from looking at our key and clock that 1/4 is equal to 15 minutes. When we add them together, we get 35. Now to turn that into a fraction, all you need to do is put it over the total amount of minutes in an hour, which would be 35 over 60. And again, you can reduce that. For this string, we're not going to reduce, but when we get to our next string, we are going to reduce. So just be aware of that. And of course, if you want to reduce them, please put them in your answers in your emails for me, okay? That'd be awesome. All right, third problem for today. We have 3/4 plus 1/3. Pause now if you want to solve on your own. So 3/4, I've only worked with unit fractions up until now. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of thinking on this one. So 3/4, I know that 1/4 is equivalent to 15 minutes. So if I have 3/4, then that must mean I have 3 groups of 15. And 3 groups of 15 equals 45 minutes. And of course, looking at my other problems, 1/3 of an hour is equal to 20 minutes. If I add those two together, 45 plus 20 equals 65. Now to turn this into a fraction, just like the other two, we take our answer and place it right over the total number of minutes in an hour. Did you notice? 65 is greater than 60, which is improper, so we have to change this into a mixed number. I know that there are 60 minutes in an hour, so it would be 1 whole, and I would have 5/60ths, or 5 minutes, left over. Yes, you can reduce this. Go ahead if you would like to. For our fourth problem today, 2/3 plus 1/6. Go ahead and pause now if you'd like to solve on your own. So according to, I'm going to have to use the same logic I used for 3/4 to help me out with 2/3. So I know the unit fraction 1/3 equals 20 minutes. So if I have 2/3, it's going to be, I'm going to have 2 groups of 20, which is going to give me 40. Next, using my clock and my key, I know that 1/6 is equivalent to 10 minutes. I know that because there are 6 groups of 10 in an hour. And if I add 40 plus 10, it's going to equal 60. 60, it's going to equal 50. And when I want to put that into a fraction, or convert it back into a fraction, I'm going to take that 50, and I'm going to place it over the total number of minutes in an hour, which is 60. We have 2 more problems left for today. The next one is going to be 3/4 plus 2/3. All right, so pause now if you want to solve on your own. If you, once you're done, hit play and check your answer. So I can use the rest of my number string. All this work we've done so far, I can use it to help me with this, no problem. 3/4. Now let's see, I figured out what 3/4 is. I know that 3/4 is equal to 3 groups of 15. So I'm going to add 45. 45. And then I'm going to add 2/3. And 2/3 I just did. 2/3 equals 40 minutes. So I'm going to add both of these together. 3/4 is equivalent to 45, so that's 15. I forgot to write that in. 15 plus 15 plus 15. And 2/3 is 20 plus 20. So that is going to equal 85. So when I go to change it into a fraction, I'm going to take that 85. I'm going to put it right over 60. And of course it's improper, so we're going to have to change it again. I know that there is 1 hour, 60 minutes an hour, so it's going to be 1 whole, and I'm going to have 25 minutes left over. So 1 hour and 25 sixtieths, or 1 whole and 25 sixtieths. All right, and we're going to finish up today with this last problem. 2/3 plus 5/6. Okay. Pause here if you want to try solving on your own. So from our previous solutions, we can tell that 2/3 is equivalent to 40 minutes, because 1/3 is equal to 20 minutes. So we have 20 plus 20, which will equal 40. Now 5/6, we haven't figured that one out yet, so I'm gonna have to think. I know that 1/6 is equal to 10 minutes. So if I were to do 5 groups of 10, it would go 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. And after I add all those up, that equals 50 minutes. And I know 40 plus 50 equals 90. And to turn that into a fraction, we take 90 and we put it over the total number of minutes in an hour. And of course it is improper again, so we have to change it. I know that there is 60 minutes in an hour, so that equals 1 whole. And I know that there will be 30 left over. So you could call that 1 hour and a half, or 1 and 30/60ths. They're both equivalent. And that is our fraction string for today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you have any questions, please email me. Also, email me your answers. What did you do differently? What did you do the same? Did you get different answers? I would love to hear from you. Have an awesome day, Hawks. Miss you a lot. Bye.